an alien. Ah, we are one. Agape. Anabatos an alien. Ah, we are one. Agape.
We are spreading the word about an energy vigil dedicated to the betterment of melanin-dominant people worldwide. It is called Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. As you know, there are groups across the world that pray and meditate for global peace and love. Though this has benefited the world, it is obvious that more is needed to dissolve the systematic and individual oppression of melanin-dominant people worldwide. Our collective is transmitting frequencies right now. Each week, a different melanin-dominant group is accountable for generating and holding the frequency. We began transmitting on Fall Equinox 2019. To find out more or get involved in this movement, check out our website at www.melaninfrequency.org.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets, peep it. I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooding, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. The shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense, so what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I rep Long Island. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman, chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Peace and wholeness to the space. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Melanin Frequency Vigil for Frequency Wave and Active Unity number 47. Y'all let us know in the chat where you're coming in from, what vibes you're coming through with, whether or not you can hear my voice, that would be nice. That would be awesome. I would appreciate that much. I kind of got a new device. I got a headset on. What? Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Still, I need y'all to tell me whether or not you can hear me okay. We are here for our Melanin Frequency Visual on this day. And as you can see on the screen, we do have our very own Empress, Dr. Kia Pruitt, coming through the space. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So those of you who may not have ever, and I want to say welcome to each and every one of you. This is your first time in the space with Melanin Frequency and the Melanated Immortals and the Melanin Frequency. Let us know, let us know where you're coming in from. But we're here for this vigil and the 52 acts of unity. Just so you'll know, we have been transmitting since the fall equinox of 2019, doing just this. High Priestess is the author, and the finisher of the book, The Birth of the Melanin Frequencies. And so we vibe through these 52 frequencies every single year, okay? We are now in the year of divine unity, and the frequency that we are moving through is we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth, okay? We are the Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. And as we move through this art of it all, we welcome each and every one of you to join us every Sunday, which is Dali according to the Olmec Mayan calendar, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for more information on how to stay in touch, go to melanatedimmortals.com. I am High Priest, I am Priestess Moot Mayat Nefer Habibullah. I don't think that has ever come out of my mouth before. Kin 178, the White Solar Mirror. As your host this evening, I want you to know that I pulse in order to reflect, realizing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the solar tone of intention, and I am guided by the power of timelessness. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. We are Melanated Immortals making evolutionary changes, and our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application. Yes, application. We got to apply this thing, and the remembrance, because it's all up in us, is in our minds, is in our hearts, is in our souls, right? Of cosmic knowledge. Ashe, Ashe, and Asheo. So we're in the last wave spell of this galactic solar spin, okay? And we're in the yellow star wave spell. Today we are on Kin 250, the white electric dog, and happy galactic return to any and all white dog, or as we like to call them, the compassionate ones. Ashe. On this plasma, we're being supported. Our soul body, which is in the center of what we call the destiny cross here of the white electric dog. Our physical body, as you see here, is the red electric moon. All right, that moon is bringing us our purification and our flow just within this plasma. So if you're vibing in the flow today, this is likely one of those connective factors. Why? Ashe. And then right up above, you see the white wizard. That's the electric wizard. And this wizard is allowing us to enchant, which is what we do. And it also allows us to move through timelessness. Okay. Then to the left, we have the yellow electric sun, and the yellow electric sun is all about that universal fire. If you're feeling the heat, that lets you know we about to cook up something up in this space. So I'm excited to be here in this time, in this space, to bring and enlighten and be enlightened by the sun energy that we are moving through today. And then right below, we have the blue galactic monkey. All right. So if anything, you feel like you need to jump up and start dancing and playing around, it's all about the magic that this monkey is bringing us today. So don't let it fool you. Oh no, we're definitely all about the illusions that we bring into the space. So if you don't mind, let's read this affirmation together for today's Kenergy. I like to say Kenergy instead of just Ken because it's the energy that we are moving in and through this plasma. The very last line, we're going to save that till we get to the third part. So the first part, we're going to use I, reflecting it to ourselves. The second time, we're going to say it with the you at the beginning, reflecting it to our loved ones and the universe as a whole and those that we care about and maybe even work with, okay? And then the third time, we're going to seal and imprint it in our hearts and in our minds with the we, okay? As a collective kin, as a collective people, because in Lakesh Alakin, I am another you, you are another me. And we're going to seal all of that with that very last line that starts with we are a polar kin, Ashe. So come on, y'all, let's bring this in. I activate in order to love, bonding loyalty. I seal the process of heart with the electric tone of service. I am guided by the power of timelessness. You activate in order to love, bonding loyalty. You seal the process of heart with the electric tone of service, and you are guided by the power of timelessness. Whoo, yes. Now we activate in order to love. Yes, bonding loyalty. We seal the process of heart with the electric tone of service. I'm getting goosebumps. We are guided by the power of timelessness. Therefore, we are a polar kin. We establish the white galactic spectrum. Come on, snap your fingers, because we are all that in and of it together as the soul tribes that we exist to be, as we incarnated to be. In this, yes, red galactic moon year, we are about the universal flow. And what better plasma to have our featured guest tonight in on but just that. Ashe. So now, y'all, we got some shifts in the space. We're going to go ahead and bring in High Priestess Ma'at and Makaru. Amen. She is our cosmic leader. She is our divine goddess and spiritual guide throughout this space in Mimic. Yes, she's the co-founder of Mimic, but she's holding the torch. She's holding it down. The visions that are coming through her is what we are getting in of this time. Ashe. And so I give much gratitude to High Priestess for sharing her knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in order for us to understand and overstand, to ever stand just how we need to shake and move things in this universe right here and right now. So y'all give it up for High Priestess in the chat. And I just might be right back. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.
The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. Amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Am I being heard? All right. I think I am. I see those green dots moving. So give thanks, Priestess Ma'at Nefer Habibullah, for being our hostess here. And I'm so excited. I'm giddy, right? I'm normally excited, but I'm extra excited because of the guests that we have. And I'm just really, really honored to have Dr. Kia Pruitt here with us. And so, wow, I just give thanks. I give thanks. This is going to be good, y'all. This is going to be good. All right. So again, welcome to the Melanin Frequency Vigil. As you heard, we have been transmitting this frequency since the fall equinox of 2019. And we decided in that year that, you know what, it was so good that we were just going to keep it going. Right. And so we're about to go into our 8th year. And we even formed a whole priesthood around it. We've done all kinds of things. Right. So we are so excited. And so we are here, and as you heard, each and every week, or what we call a heptad, which means 7, we transmit and we hold vigil a frequency. Right. On the last show, we had Young Elder, and he and I talked about how we always operate on natural cycles. And so we brought in some great information about how we can do that. And then each time, right, we're talking about acts of unity along with these frequencies. And so on this last cycle, we were talking about how can we bring in these natural cycles? What are some of the things that we can do or just keep in alignment with? And so we went and we talked about time. We talked about our mind, right? What we hear from Baba Wanik Kimi Tahuti Shabazz is like, whoever owns your time owns your mind. And I know that is something that I hear, that Dr. Kia has a lot to say about that one right there, right? And so I would love to go ahead and bring her up as we bring up this new frequency that we're going to be talking about. So let's go ahead and get her up here. Hey, Dr. Kia.
Hey, guys. Peace,
Yes,
family.
goddess. Yes, it is such an honor to have you here. To be on the Melanin Frequency. As you know, we let the audience know we met on Orisha Stone show. Yes. And it was just kind of, we clicked. And so it's just, I know you have a very busy schedule, and you're doing lots of things out in the community. And so I was like, wow, it would be awesome to have her come in on one of these Melanin Frequencies and talk to us about some of the things, that are close to your heart. Right? Because this session, we're talking about our sacred union, that we always form sacred unions and sacred offspring.
Absolutely.
Yes. And if I got it right, 8 children
Yes.
and 6 grandchildren. Am I
Yes,
right?
ma'am. That's
Oh,
right.
we need to take a knee, a moment of silence or something. We're not worthy.
Thank you, Goddess.
Because that is an awesome, that's sacred within itself to bring in, especially in this time. I know that our parents were bringing in, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 children, but bringing in 8. And then, wait a minute. You are a foster mother as well. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
I mean, really. So who else would we have up here talking about these sacred unions and sacred offspring? Because you know all about that, and even expanding that into the world, because you deal a lot with the sovereignty and geopolitical things. You know what's happening in and around the world, and to be able to have producing sacred offspring yourself and then tying it into a global focus as well. I think that is absolutely amazing. And we would love to hear from you on what this means to you, this frequency, and how this relates to you personally.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for having me. I'm the one that's honored. I mean, I'm in front of the high priestess. Am I worthy, oh Lord? Am I worthy?
Girl, stop.
So it's such an honor to be here before you and other goddesses that I've been very fortunate to meet through you. And just an honor to be here and to be able to share with the Soul family any information or insights that the Most High would use me to speak. I'm just asking the Most High to speak through me and just hope that I do my best before the high priestess. So
you need to stop.
it's a mutual respect,
I say it is. It
you
really
come
is.
into the presence of royalty and regality, you need to extend, accolades and praise and gifts, sacred offerings. So I will make sure I give you a sacred offering today before I leave this space. It's just the right thing to do. So
your presence is the sacred offering. That's the sacred offering right there.
Thank you, Mama.
Give thanks.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome. So I don't even know where we start, Mama.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about sacred. Okay, so this frequency and this let's see. Let's move the slide here so everybody can see what we're talking about. This frequency here is frequency wave 47, and it talks about, I'm gonna have to make my screen a little bigger here. Okay. Our Black love is so strong that we only form sacred unions and sacred offspring.
Wow.
And so with this frequency, we can go into many different directions with the sacred unions and sacred offspring. We can go from, let's talk about it from family. Because look, some of the people know, we use the Olmec cosmology. I'm a white, I'm the wind and you're the world bridger, right? And what's cool about our connection is because we're talking about sacred unions, right?
Yes.
I'm guided by the world bridger, and she's guided by the wind, right?
Amazing. Wow.
So that's pretty dope. And
Yes.
so we can go into all kinds of different directions. So before we start bridging everything, let's just start with relationships. Let's talk about that first, because I know that is something that some people, especially as you start to have your awakening, and then you go beyond the awakening, you go into your development, then you go into divinity. So as we are walking in these vessels. We are being a vessel for divinity. And so sometimes those, what we think about relationships, those things change.
Mhm.
How we began to form them, it changes, and things like that. So I would love to hear about, what your perspective is on forming sacred unions in the time and space that we're
Ooh,
in now. Like whether you have one or you are seeking to go into one.
okay. Well, I had one, but my husband transitioned. And so I do have an idea what a sacred union should look like.
I said,
And Shay, and at some point I would like to enter into another covenant. So when I think of sacred union, I know that the word sacred means set apart, sanctified, set apart for something special. And the word sacred actually comes from wholeness, what's holy. Sacred, holy, set apart for something special, set apart for something divine. Sacred
mm-hmm.
also resonates with holy, being the etymology of holy is whole,
I said,
complete, healed. So, in order to enter into a sacred covenant, from my perspective, you must first be sacred, holy, healed, and complete within yourself.
come on. The first sacred union is with self.
Yes.
That's it. That's yeah. It's us. When we take on these frequencies and we began to awaken to them, the first wholeness is us, and then
Yes.
from there we can attract something different than being half and of a whole.
Mhm.
That kind of thing. Now let's talk about I want to talk about these 8 children and 6 grandchildren,
We
like, because that
should.
is like, wow. I mean, that's like, for me, that's amazing. That's like amazing. And what was that like, in this day and time to have raised 8 children?
Mhm. So,
And go ahead. Mhm.
in the best interest of self-disclosure, I hope I'm not. Okay, I thought I heard some vibrations. I would say that through my body came 4, and
Okay,
we
I got you.
yes, 4 with my husband. And as I told you when we were talking about relationships offline, and I said I was in a sacred union with my husband, but we went through trials and tribulations as well. And so we went through
Say.
a time of separation. And this is,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really, really keen on people doing what they can for the sake of the union, because it's you, it's the husband, and it's the relationship. Sometimes we have to do what's in the best interest of the relationship. And when we went through our trials and tribulations, I didn't do, in my opinion, what I probably should have done was in best interest of the relationship. I let them go on, we
Mm-hmm.
separated. I didn't fight at the time. And he entered into another covenant
I
while
see.
we were separated. But
Mm-hmm.
it came to a point where I said to myself, I'm just being completely honest, I need to do what's in the best interest of this union. I made a vow before God. I made a vow before my family members. I made a vow to his mama. To death do we part. I'm going to take care of him. I'm going to love him. I'm going to honor him. She chose me for her son.
Look at that.
So I spoke to my husband and I said, look, we need to come and do what's in the best interest of the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
which includes
Mm-hmm.
these children. And he said to me, I don't know what to do. Now we're going to get off probably on a little bit of different type of subject. He said, I don't know what to do because I've already started this relationship. And
Mm-hmm.
I said to him, I love you. I know her. I love her. I love my children. I love the children that you all are bringing into the world. I love her children. I'm going to do whatever I
Oh,
can as
come
your
on.
wife to take care of you, her, and all the children.
Mm. Mm.
And
Woo.
we're going to have a sacred union together. I said, because the love that we have, I said, is like a circle. I don't know where it starts and I don't know where it ends. I can't even tell.
Mm.
He was my high
Right.
school sweetheart. He was the first, you know, My father vetted him, my family vetted him. We took blood tests. You talk about sacred unions. We made sure our blood was in
Wow.
line. We made sure, we were the everything was aligned. Our families agreed. Even though my
Mm-hmm.
mom had her hesitations, but I told
Mm-hmm.
my mom, I said, Mom, because when we start having problems, she's like, why are you staying with this guy? Why are you doing this? And I
Mm-hmm.
said, I made a vow and I
Right.
love this man and
Ashay.
I chose him. And I'm going to take ownership and accountability and responsibility for everything that happens in this relationship, whether it's my fault, his fault, I don't care whose fault it is. I'm going to take accountability to make sure this family stays whole. That
Mm.
includes my children, her children, their children, our children. Then I had a
Wow.
conversation with her and I said, I
Wow.
understand we were separated. I'm not going to completely sever everything because I have children. I love this man. I love you. I knew her because one of the things we had to do in my community was everybody had to be vetted. So we all married within the same community. So I
I
already
see.
knew her. So he fell in love while we were separate with somebody that was in the community.
I
And
see.
I could have chosen to be angry, hateful, whatever. But I said, life is about choices. I'm
Ashay.
choosing to come from a place of love because I need that man.
All right. All
I
right
need
now.
him to survive. You know,
Wow.
even with the
Wow.
college education, I need him to survive because I gave my life to him as a virgin at 18. I gave my body to him as a sacred place to give birth to his children. I gave my energy, my time. I gave my vows to his mother, and I will not relent.
Wow. That's beautiful. So we're talking about here, we're talking about act of unity. That's
Yes.
an act of unity right
Mhm.
there. That's
Thank you.
it. That's it. And somebody has to make that decision. One person has to step up and
So
make that decision. Somebody got to do it.
it wasn't
And
gonna be her. I'm gonna tell you right now because she was like, "Look, you know,
that's mine.
she like I got me a good man now. What are you talking about?" But I understood the nature of what we had gone through. I understood she needed a man. I understood, what we were all going through, and we had our own agreements of how things would be done. I'll just leave it like that. People want to know
I
what was it
understand.
like,
I understand.
and I was just like, like you said, somebody, because I was struggling as a single mother, even with a college
Hmm.
education. I'm serious.
I know about that. I
Girl,
know about that.
I
Yes.
was
Yes.
struggling trying to figure life out because I was with him since I was 18, 15, really. But I gave my body to him
Wow.
at 18. We back then you didn't, as
Yeah,
the
I
way you were
understand.
taught, you had to be
I
married
understand.
first. So that's why we got married young. And I was just thinking I have to do something to make this make sense. And then she was going through her issues of being sick, and he was having financial challenges. I was having challenges, and all I could think of was about these children.
That's it right there. That's it. I understand that. I understand it in hindsight. I didn't make that same decision. But I'll tell you that I did feel some kind of way about, we had this big ceremony in front of the
Mhm.
community and we took vows to the community. And that still kind of messes with me
I
that,
know. You feel
one of the last things I said when it was over, I said, listen, the same way we came into this union, we need to go out. So if I'm
Mhm.
gonna leave and I'm gonna go marching down the street, come back, whatever, then we need to call up everybody that we stood in front of
Woo!
and
That's
made these vows and
mhm,
said that we was going to do this and we
mhm,
were going to be these pillars in the community. We need to go and say the same thing again and
mm.
tell and explain to them why we can't figure out this little simple stuff. And but yeah,
And I
that
would
part.
sis, I would never dishonor or disgrace couples that decide to go their separate ways because you and I talked about that. And I honestly know in my spirit that relationships evolve.
Oh,
You get
absolutely.
from the
Absolutely.
relationship what you're supposed to get. You grow as you're supposed to grow because your companion is a mirror of who you are, and
I
you are
say
what you attract and allow into your life. But sometimes you evolve beyond that. You
that's
know,
it.
and
That's
people
it.
should honor that, and they should not let anybody disrespect them or make them feel bad for evolving
That part. That's part. You know
beyond.
what I realized?
Mm,
You know what I realized? I
yes, ma'am.
realized I was married to purpose. I was
Mm,
married to this mission. And
mhm.
so that is really what broke up. It was subliminal because there was nothing direct, not really, that couldn't be overcome with an act of unity by anyone. Anybody could have stood and made that act of unity, but for whatever reason it wasn't in me to make that act of unity. And then boom, and so yeah, I don't have any regrets about that, but definitely understanding that kind of thing, like what you experienced, and even either in either case, like you said, you have to be able to stand on that. If you're not ready to move on from that relationship, then somebody is going to have to stand up and say, what are we doing? Are you crazy? We go together. No, we're not going
Real
nowhere.
bad, real
We
bad,
go
mama.
together.
Yes, we do.
you know.
Yes, we
But
do.
if you know
Yes.
that also you are evolving and you have evolved, and I'm not talking about from some ego, I'm
Mhm.
evolved and whatever. And so you can't be with me because you ain't on my frequency. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that, it's a true it's really in truth, and things start to synchronize to support you in that evolution, you know
And
then
trust me,
you're
mama,
good.
I went through anger. I went through depression. I went
I
through
say,
all these gamut of emotions while we were separated. And even when he moved on and I moved on, I went through just feeling full of rage. But I just had this moment once where I was in my sister-in-law's house because I couldn't leave his family because I was with them since I was a child. We grew up
wow,
together.
wow,
So I was in my sister's house and we weren't allowed to use the word in-law because his mother helped raise me, because we were in the same community.
wow,
So
look at that.
I was in my sister's house, my sister-in-law's house, and I was just praying and I was telling God, I'm angry. How could, we be separated, and this is too much for me, and I don't know what to do. And I heard a voice speak clearly to me and ask me, have you ever needed forgiveness? I started looking
Mm.
around and I was like,
Mm.
yes. And the voice spoke to me. It probably was my higher self, I don't know, and said,
I
just
say,
like you needed forgiveness and grace, you need to extend forgiveness and grace. I was
mm. That's it.
flabbergasted.
Yep, yep.
And I
I
looked at my
say,
children of how they were going through hardships because here I was struggling by myself, trying to prove I could be a strong woman since we were separate. I couldn't be strong. I wasn't strong. I'm gonna be completely honest. I couldn't do it, sis. I cried every single day I was away from him.
yep.
And so I looked at my children, I saw what that they were struggling, and I had to have a conversation. I chose to have a conversation with them and say, I'm sorry that your dad and I are not together. I'm sorry for, us living in poverty. I'm sorry for all these, these things. And,
Mm,
and they
mm,
told me how they felt, and it wasn't very pretty. And
mm.
I called up my husband. I was like, we need to have a talk. I'm at your sister's house right now. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's where and I was like, we gotta have this talk. And he
I
said,
say,
he was just telling me, you're mad at me. I know, I understand, what happened or whatever. And I said, look, can we just forgive each other and not blame and not fight anymore and not be angry? Can we just love each other? I said, the reason why we're so angry because we're in love.
mm. That part right there. That part right there. When you're not mad no more, that's when you know.
Mhm.
You're not mad. Be like, you know what? I'm not really okay. And you know what? And it was like that for me. I was waiting. Now I was angry. I was furious. I was furious. But I waited after that subsided. I
Yeah.
waited for that, like you said, how you was crying every night, right? I wasn't. I was just it wasn't that. I was waiting for just a natural, and I was okay with it being me. If it was gonna be me that had to go and say, hey, listen, let's do this, you know,
Yes.
or whatever. It just never happened. It
Mm.
never happened. But what did happen was the expansion of going into Melanated Immortals, Womb of like all of these things. I was married to that, and it that's what it realized. And now for me, I have a strong family support.
Okay.
So I got to run back home.
Okay.
And
That's
and so that my family became my husband. You know what I'm saying? Helping take care of the children and things like that. Yeah, because I was inside, I had to start all over. I had no plans. I had no plans that didn't include, me being married to this particular. Now I done had about 3 of them, but the last one was the 10-year one, right? But yeah, but I didn't have any plans for that. And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't. So I came home, but my family, we have that village thing, like you said, it takes a village. And so they became the support that I needed. Now I want to, this is interesting. Because like, so in our community, right? Like, so I have a 12-year-old and I have a 19-year-old. And so in our community, I see people who have, children around the same age or whatever. And I'm like, hey, let's see how they play together or whatever. And I say, you know what? Because like I even had like Priestess Moot, who is the hostess, who was hosting today. She has a grandson that's the same age as my daughter. And I call him that's my son-in-law, right? Because when we start forming those unions, so here we go with these sacred unions and the sacred offsprings with the children, we already know the parents, the grandparents, the cousins, we have built things together. So we kind of know where those children come from instead of sending our children out here and they just with anybody. I call it, when I think they have this is just my perspective. I think they have a better chance with, like you said, your mother-in-law chose you. They have a better chance when the parents, the grandparents, or the community has a say in who they are, who they're going to form these unions with. Instead of just, somebody or whatever, and they're going to have a hard time, or whatever. But if we already know, we done watch them grow up together, we can see how, that's just them playing, you know what I'm saying? We see how they, play as children, that, you know what? Eventually that might be one of these sacred unions
Yes.
that we're talking about, So, that's one of the things that people say, are you saying that he's 12? That's your son-in-law. So, I'm watching him.
I'm with you on that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think it feels like, and from what I know, that is what we did in our bloodline or in our tribes. We don't like to talk about it now, but we actually arrange marriages.
I
Who's best for your granddaughters and your grandsons more so than they do, because they're new on the planet, or they're young in this incarnation. So what's best for their family, the family that they will marry into. I'm in agreement with that 100%.
And you know what it's doing for them? It's interesting. It's giving them a lineage or a pride in their legacy and their lineage. this also may, I'm watching it now. I don't have, complete proof because my daughter's only 12, but I'm just watching, how she's talking about things. She's just like, oh, well, okay, he's supposed to be my husband. And so, I have to go and, when I grow up and I'm going to do this and I'm going to have business and whatever. And then, we keep telling them, 10 years from now, right? 10 years. Now 10 years. Or whatever. But that it's this thing. She's, it makes her a little different because they like, wait a minute, you got a rent? Like, y'all do that? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, at a certain point, I was just talking to Priestess Mood about it. I said, yeah, me and her daughter probably need to talk about it, just see, because he's talking about it too. His sister's talking about it. When we had this event, and everybody knew. They was like, ooh, because that was the first time they met in person. And they were like, oh, whatever. And it wasn't no romantic thing or nothing like that. They just played together. You know what I'm saying? All of the children, they just running around playing and, whatever. It was nothing, weird, or whatever, because neither one of them are at that, even though they're 12, they're not, they're not fast 12-year-olds. Like, some children at 12, they ready. You know what I'm saying? No, they still both little children. Okay. They just want to go play. They're just like, okay, hi. All right, let's go play. And so yeah, I think that, and then listen, like even for you and I, the community would have something to say about any union that we form. I have people all the time. They like, who is that? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because you have to keep your focus on what it is. You have a huge role on this planet. With what you're doing and what you're talking about and bringing this, the return of the wealth and how those things are, that's huge. Yes, ma'am. That's huge. And so the community has to have a say. You can't be distracted. You can't be taken off post.
Yes, ma'am.
They have, sometimes we like to have these types of relationships and they're supposed to be private. Oh, girl, no, nobody need to know what you do, whatever. But see, that's, to me, this is my perspective. That's part of how, some of the things that we have seen happen in these organizations happen. Because the community does not get a say, or at least a council of elders don't get a say in who that person or the people that, these people are entertaining in, as far as a so-called relationship. We can't be distracted. We can't be taken off our post. We can't, be worried and concerned and, like you say, up crying every night over somebody.
That's right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Right? People, they would come and get us. Like, are you crazy?
That's right. You gotta snap out of it. You really do. And when you know your vision, mission, and purpose, you will begin with the end in mind. So each day you wake up and you start the day with that vision in mind, and make sure every activity, every thought, as much as possible, every action, every behavior aligns with that mission.
I say.
When you see yourself getting sidetracked, you have to have accountability partners that pull you by your clothing and say, no, refocus. So I hear you 100%.
And here's the thing, they probably were interested in you in the first place because of your focus. A lot of times, especially for women, right? A lot of times we may draw in someone that is interested in us because of our focus. Yes. And then what happened is we'll turn around and then get focused on them. And they like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then that's where, like, no, you stay focused there. you know, and then, you know, so sometimes, you know, when we're talking about forming these sacred unions, I like what you just said about everything is about that. So we may not even have to be so concerned or worried about, oh, am I going to meet the right person? And is he going to be this or she or whatever is going to be the right person for me? Because it's automatically going to be attracted to you.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
everything, you are the embodiment of that mission. And it's so strong that it, you know, just like the frequency says, it's so strong that you have no other choice but to form a sacred union and have sacred offspring.
Absolutely.
Because that's the mission. That's the
Mhm.
mission. And so what is some of the things as we, you know, like a lot of what you talk about as far as the return of the wealth,
Yes.
how does that look as far as business relationships? Or a, you know, and I say business, and I'm saying that term loosely. This is us now reforming the planetary design. Like we not
Yes.
on this stuff no more, right? So I'm gonna use the word business just because it's a common term, but you see what I mean, like building tribes together, association, organizations, whatever term. How do you see that?
I see us as accumulating wealth as individuals and families, whether it be land, precious metals, rare earth minerals, precious stones, stocks, bonds, you know, foreign currencies. We accumulate those things as individuals and families, and then we teach wealth accumulation to our children and our grandchildren through
Okay.
family governance meetings, through conferences, through seminars or whatever, retreats, family retreats. We teach those things to our family so they can preserve the wealth. And we not only accumulate wealth, but we learn asset protection, whether it's putting it in a private trust, a common law trust, whatever trust, so that we can protect those assets from being stolen or from somebody suing us. And then I see us forging relationships with other tribes so we can make sure the money and the wealth only flows through our community.
Come on now. Come on
Or
now.
at
There we
least
go.
flow through our community's hands several times before it leaves, before the money leaves. So if I need jewelry, I go to Arisha Stone. If I need something done, because you know that, yes, ma'am, mine is in the other room. I'm gonna have to go get, yes.
Yes, come on now.
If I need a reading,
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
contact Mama. What's the other Mama that I need? Oh, Yemi.
April Gary. No,
And
OJ
there's
Yemi, Mama OJ
I
Yemi.
need
Oh,
to call
yeah.
her back because I need a reading. If I need to go through rituals, rites of passage, because I need, you know, spiritual communion, I come to you and I pay you for your service.
Come on now.
If I
Come on.
need some wisdom, I go to Chief Rod Hayes, the young elder. I see her Duke of Tears. Oh, we already have a community, and
We
we give each
do.
other sacred offerings or gifts in honor of the service that we provide, and make sure the money only flows through our families and through the community. And if we need outside help, then we'll go get outside help. We to be looking through the family first and looking through the community and the tribes first. And then if nobody has that offering or the service to give us, then we look outside. That's how I look at this new era into which we're going, the way
I
it used to
say,
be. The way it used
I
to be.
say, I'm so excited about that, you know, and I definitely got to give thanks to Arisha Stone. Well, really start with Mama OJ Yemi, because Mama OJ Yemi was the one who introduced me to Arisha Stone. And so, and then through Arisha Stone, like you guys really have that thing where you are bringing, you have the, what's that? The template for being able to bring these communities together through, like you said, wealth building, and wealth building different than, you know, what we're talking about. You're talking about the foreign currencies, like you said, the precious metals. And I love how he just came in and said, "Oh, okay, listen, let's go and put my jewelry on your website," and we put it on our website.
That's beautiful.
And and right there's now we have a tribal connection. And with you, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me.
Sorry.
Somebody said something in the comments and remind me. I see his wife has natural hair, skin, and nail products.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
we need that link.
And she will come on the show and talk about it, and they are amazing. His wife.
Okay.
They are. Your skin will be hydrated, lubricated, and I'm not just saying that. I used to use lotion, but it's too thin. My body just drinks it up, and I can't even tell it's working. But her products, she not only has products for your skin, just out the gate, but she has products that aligns with your zodiac, with your purpose and mission. Just like Orisha has jewelry that aligns with your intentions. So I see her. Oh, and I forgot to mention Chief Mac, who does private trust and teaches us how to live outside the jurisdiction of the government so you can live in private and protect your assets. We have everything we need. Oh, and then I have a gentleman and more people too in the tribe by the name of Farmer Dre, Set Apart Gardens. He teaches how to live off the land.
Okay. So
I think we have most of what we need.
Yes, we do. Okay. Yeah, this is wonderful because, we have, like I said, we have 52 of these frequencies and they hit everything that you just said. We have a frequency for everything. And it would be wonderful to have some of those people come in, especially like the trust. We definitely need that. We need that because it's one thing to have a trust. It's another thing to operate within it. Because some people, you got a template and you done filled it out and you done did all of this, but then now you have to know how to operate as a trustee.
Ooh,
and so most of the time you got people who got trust, but they're not operating as a trustee. Right. And it's really a mental thing that has to shift for you to, because sometimes people want to hold everything. It got to be in their name. It got to be in their assets. But that's how we got in this problem in the first place, at least with this government. Yes. But if you can shift that mental state and be able to operate as a trustee or beneficiary, you gotta, it's a different way of experiencing things. It's not me, mine, right? It may be we could a community trust. You know what I'm saying? Where people everybody gets paid as a trustee, right? Or a beneficiary, however it works or whatever. But I know that there is fear in that because we have had so many, even of our own, we ain't even got to go past our own that have come and ran with the bag, right? And so, but I think that, again, when we are like what you were saying earlier, if you just dripping in purpose and divinity, you don't even have time for that. We not, you know what, it'll fall out before it even gets, they get too far in. They usually get exposed before it even comes to you. So, those are some of the things. But yeah, those are sacred unions, like what you just talked about. Those are the unions that, as we move into these acts of unity, those are some of the things that we need to do. Now, one of the things, we talk about is, so we gave this information. What is like just one step someone can take in forming a sacred union in any way, whether it be a relationship, whether it be in some of the things we talked about with the community, or whatever. What's something that they can do right now, you know what I'm saying, or set their minds to, and right now, that they can take away and do. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that there's going to be an immediate result.
Okay.
But it's something, because we always take things in either what we call a 260 spin, which is a 9-month, approximately a 9-month cycle to let it birth, or we go with a year, right? So all of these acts of unity that we have, we say, like, for example, we just started one where, like with the farming, we told everybody, listen, this time next year, everybody need to be at least growing something in their home. I went downstairs, I had a stalk of celery. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just put it in some water or whatever. And I got my little celery plant right over there, and it's growing stalks and everything. But something, an act that an act of forming a sacred union or sacred offspring that someone can do now. And then next year, when we circle back around to the same frequency, they can say, oh, you know what? I was listening to Goddess, Dr. Pruitt, Kia Pruitt, and she told me, she gave me a word. Pastor had a word.
Girl.
And I did it. And here I am today.
The moment you make up your mind, the universe conspires to assist you. So whenever you make up your mind to do something, you have to know, not necessarily believe or think, but know that the universe and your ancestors are going to align with your desire and make sure it comes into fruition. So I would suggest that people think about what it is they desire and write it down. This is something I do. Write it down, because words are very powerful. They're frequencies, they're symbols, actually. And when you write those down, that frequency of what you wrote actually goes into the universe. So write down what you desire. You desire to eat healthy, write it down. If you desire to accumulate wealth, write it down. If you desire a companion, write that down too. And when you're writing those things down, after you make a list, you might then take a day to create a vision board.
Okay.
Where you get, construction paper and cut out pictures or words or whatever, and just make that board or this construction paper filled with your vision for what it is you desire. And then you put it up where you can see it. And again, the energy from it goes into the universe because you've made up your mind. And there's another statement that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
I say.
So
I say. I'm gonna take it a little bit further, right? Let's talk about what you teach. Like, what is it like? Like, so if somebody says, you know what, I wanna do that, but I need to have accountability that goes along with that, right? So I need to become a part of, I see Dr. Kia has a membership. I want to get down with, I want to learn something about these precious metals. I want to purchase some. I want to, you know what I'm saying? What, how, tell us how we, how they can do that. Because see, that is, if they just say, okay, yeah, I write things down, but look, they got about 12, 13 notebooks, right? But I won't do it right now. I'm going to do this today. And I like, what Dr. Kia was telling us. I'm going to, I want to sign up with her. And what can they learn? Tell us what can they learn being a part of your subscribership or your memberships? What would they get from that?
What they would learn is that they can do whatever it is they make up their mind to do. It's something I taught my children. And because my mother taught me, we weren't allowed to use the word can't. Instead of saying I can't, you ask yourself, how can I? So what they will learn is there's always a way to achieve your goal. If you desire wealth, I'm going to teach you how to accumulate wealth. If you say, I don't have a lot of money, I'm going to tell you how you can get gold for just a few dollars. Whether it's a lower denomination of gold, gold backs. And that's why I said when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And when you make up your mind, the universe will conspire to assist you. You're going to show up. You're going to say, I need wealth. And I'm going to show up on your timeline. You're going to show up on their timeline. And I'm going to say, this is how you can buy gold, 24 karat gold on a note right now on a polymer note. $8 for one note that you can buy today, local goods and services. When I first started talking about gold backs, they were $1. And people were telling me talking about gold is too much. Black people can't afford gold. You're just giving people hopium. And I said, no, I'm not giving people hopium. I'm telling them what they know. We are wealthy gods, goddesses, kings, queens, empresses. And then when you align with what I'm saying, and because I am God and I am an empress, whatever I speak happens. I don't
come on.
I don't get on my knees. I don't grovel. I don't do all that. I command the universe to give me what I desire. I command wealth to come into our reality. I command us to go back to the gold standard. They weren't talking about the gold standard 10 years ago. I command wealth to come. I started talking about Nasara Jasara, wealth being, brought back to we the people and indigenous people. People left my memberships. My channels were canceled. YouTube wouldn't pay me. I was taken off every single platform. I didn't care. I knew what my mission and purpose and vision was because the gods themselves, the ancestors, came in the flesh and visited me and said, this is your mission. There's a way to get gold. And I was talking about, I kept saying that then. Now they're talking about gold backs and gold. I was calling gold RM notes. 45 states have repealed the taxes from the sales of precious metals, meaning they're now reclaiming gold and silver as money because according to our Constitution, for our lawful republic, you can't tax money. So now 45 states left now. And now state after states, they're issuing out gold backs. You can get a gold back note for $8. You can get a half a gold back for $4. You can get a quarter of that for $2. You can get lower denominations of gold. You can get silver. You get constitutional silver, which is 90% silver. They call it junk silver. You can get sterling silver, which is 92% silver. You can get it from a pawn shop, an antique shop, an estate sale. There's always a way to do whatever you desire. If you're in debt, I will tell you how to get out of debt. I did. God, just creator, allowed me to have so many different experiences. I had a business where I help people take negative things off of their credit report lawfully, legally. You can write letters and say, if you can't prove that this is my debt with an original contract and my wet ink signature, you must remove it from all 3 of my credit reports. And you have 30 days to do it. I command you to remove it within 30 days. And guess what? They have to remove it. That's what you're going to do. And you're going to have people that are experts in all different areas to come, not only in the private membership group, because some people don't have that in their budget, but on the main channel.
I say, yep. You give a lot of that information right there on your channel. I say, and we appreciate.
Yes, ma'am. All we got to do is make up our mind. And when you're writing it down, sis, or I'm sorry, high priestess, think about how amazing it's going to feel when you wake up to that companion. How wonderful it feels when he makes love to you, when she touches you. Think about how good it's going to feel to have the gold dripping from, we called it dripping from your body. And as you think about it, you write it down. You're not just writing it down, you're thinking about it. You're bringing in that energy. You're attaching joyful emotions to that experience that you're going to bring into your reality. And that brings it in very, very quickly. I say. That's it. That's it right there. Give thanks. I love that. I love it. That's it. That is it. Because, when you I heard you say when you were doing the Arisha Stone, what was that? The Lion's Gate. And you said, listen, when you
when you know you got, you act like it, you dress like it, you look like it, you know, you do. And I said, what? Let me go run around this room a few times. That's it. Do the church lady dance.
Yes, ma'am.
Because there's always, it's always right there. And I love how you said that there's always an opportunity. And, you know, we say it all the time. You know, I tell people, I said, listen, you can, y'all already know, y'all gonna finish my sentence. What's the first thing I'm gonna say? Make a decision.
Right.
About anything. Just make a decision. And it may not, this is the thing, it may not come immediately. It may not come in, because sometimes people want the, you know, well, I did, I changed my mind, or I made a decision, I wrote it down, I put it on my vision board, and my vision board got dust on it, you know. Well, I don't know if you really believed it all the way through, or you didn't give it. There are, here's the biggest one, you know, we go back to when we were in the beginning, when you were talking about, you know, you evolve, right? That's probably the biggest one, right? When you make the decision that you are a divine entity on earth.
Yes.
That you are a goddess, a god, you know, whatever, infinite being, whatever the term you use, right? And you are that in the flesh. That's the number one decision that you can make. And when you make that decision, get ready, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Put your seatbelt on, because that is, you will learn that most of your thoughts, most of your endeavors have not been aligned, because you're asking for those things to be in alignment. And so when you're asking for those things to be in alignment, sometimes one of the first things that happen is things are taken away. Like you talked about your experience, you know, and you know, you know, the money, you know, the relationship, you know, all of these different things. Sometimes they are taken away and they come in another way. But we start to judge how they are taken. Well, how come I ain't no money? Where did, you know, why is there nobody like me? But see, you knew, like you said, you know, they came and told you. They pulled up on you and said, listen, this is what you're supposed to do. And, you know, you said, okay, well, whatever. You can't, I always say, divinity stay divine. So just because there's a challenge, it doesn't matter. Divinity stays divine and will always align, and those things just start to synchronize. So I really, 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 I love that. I love that. All right. Let me see. Anything else on that, on forming these sacred unions? Let me see. We have, we had Dr. Pruitt give us the number one act of unity, which is making a decision, deciding that you're going to, you know, move this way, that you are going to form these sacred unions and you're going to produce sacred offspring. And, you know, that doesn't, we're not, this goes into, we're talking about relationships, we're talking about aligning with different tribes. We just heard from her just all of the different alignments that we already have right here, right now. Right? And you seeing us on each other's channels. Huh?
I forgot one, and that was, do you remember Dr. Delbert Blair from the Metta Center, Chicago?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
He taught us, before they were talking about a great awakening, extraterrestrial, he taught us that the planet was ascending to the fifth dimension and we would ascend with it. Well, his protege, Dr. Tony Vortex, has been on my show. He hasn't been on in a while, but he sells diodes, copper, different things that you can put on your body to like heal ailments. He sells colloidal copper, colloidal gold, monoatomic gold, monoatomic copper, monoatomic silver, colloidals and monoatomics that you can ingest in your body. As gods, we don't just wear gold and have gold, silver, and copper around us. We can ingest it, and that will raise our vibrational frequencies so that whatever it is we desire will be attracted to us.
I say,
Another
I
person,
say,
he has heirloom
yep.
seeds and different services. You know, we need to bring him back out.
Yes, yeah.
He's a part of our community.
So we need like a someone that's keeping inventory of all of this, and so that we can just kind of transfer it around. Like there needs to be an inventory of this, so everybody knows. Okay, this is, you know, let's go to this person. I mean, there may be multiple people doing similar things, but at least we're keeping it in the same circle and cycling it around. But yeah, I love Dr. Oh my God, I used to OD on Dr. Blair's videos and stuff. You know, you got to have a VHS for that, right?
You do. Old school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I think I hear you saying we need like a roster, like a name or something of everybody.
Yeah, or a database where database where we can then go and say, okay, these are our here are the people we can get the silver from. We know about, of course, we know about Orisha Stone, because Orisha Stone, he was on here, he was telling us, like, listen, people on land get some silver, right? It's a part of the land, you know. And and then, you know, we get the stones, and it's interesting. This is a Orisha Stone, and this is not my personal one. This is one that is available on our website. I decided to wear this one because of the frequency that we were talking about today, because we got moonstone on here, and citrine, and carnelian. And then this is a artifact that's sitting on this off, right?
Beautiful.
I'm trying to get it on the light, but this right here, this is part of amplifying what we're talking. I specifically wore it because of what we were going to be talking about, right? It's about ancestry, honoring, you know, these energies, like how you've been talking about, you know, that, you know, the ancestors came and told you directly, you know, about your purpose. And a lot of people have had those experiences. You know, sometimes I love that you speak it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, you just speak it, because some of us have been afraid to just, you know, we just kind of keep it quiet, and we just like, wait a minute. You know, do you see that? Are you seeing it? Okay, well, you know, we don't say anything, or we've been shushed. You know, dope. Look at her. Oh,
wow. Somebody started a directory.
She started a directory. I know Dope Projects. That's one of our our priestess initiates. Okay, you ain't tell me. See, you had me up here talking about this stuff. You ain't tell me. Okay, that's all right. Well, that's good. We're gonna get the directory. That's our active unity. So I'll make sure whatever she has, I'll share it with you, and then, you know, we can, and then it's something that we can just kind of pass around. We can give it to a young elder and those guys, and just make sure that it gets, you know, it keeps circulating, so that now we have it. Everybody has it. It probably needs to be something electronic.
I agree.
You know, something that people can just go to. Maybe it's just something we put on each of our websites. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, the same directory or whatever, so that, you know, we know, and we can keep it moving around like that. All right, look at that. Look at us. Y'all got us working out.
Yes.
Thank you, Dope Projects. I see you. All right. I wanna you know, I see we have a lot of stuff going on in the chat.
Okay.
I'd like to shift it to the reflections, and maybe we can have people come up if they want to ask questions, if they, you know, if they want to you know, see what we have to say about whatever. And really, this is this Dr. Kia. We want to get what we can, right? Because it's hard. She a world bridger. She be out
Oh,
there
thank
bridging worlds. So it's hard to get her, right? You got to get her when you got her.
you, Mama. Thank you.
Yes. So all right, they're putting the link in the chat. So
Okay.
what we're gonna do is how you want to do this, Priestess Moot? You're gonna move us to the side. Someone else, I think I know I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. I'm supposed to know the flow. So we're gonna go ahead and
All
get
right. Give thanks, being that High Priestess is speaking. Thank you so much. Thank us so much. Um, Dr. Kia Pruitt, when I tell you my heart was definitely beating, it was feeling all the compassion and the love coming through your shares. When I say you have some amazing shares that you put out this evening, I can't do nothing but pour love back into your courage, your honesty, your authenticity, your purity, your beauty, all
Thank
in
you.
the energy that we're bringing in, your flow, even just to agree to show up with us this evening. When I say this is divine timing, you
Yes.
have definitely represented every ounce of time put into tonight. So much gratitude to you.
Thank you. Thank
And yes, most gratitude. And High Priestess, okay, you already know I ain't gonna go there because like last night, I ain't gonna try to pull no tears up out of here. I'm gonna hold
Stop, girl.
there.
Let's go to the question. Let's go to the question.
Going to pull the two of you down momentarily. I'm going to bring up Priestess Initiate Star, and then she's going to open up. I already put a link in the chat. So she's going to open up the reflections and then bring the two of you back up to address anything that comes through from there. Ashe?
Ashe.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This session has been so exciting. And I mean, just speaking about these sacred unions, it's just everything all together has just been so dope. I give so much thanks to you, High Priestess, and then for bringing on Dr. Kia Pruitt. I mean, this was just a dope session. I appreciate it so much. However, I'm going to introduce myself before I do begin. I um I am Star Kin 122. I'm the White Overtone Wind, and I am one of the priestess initiates of the Mimic Priesthood. So I empower in order to communicate commanding breath. I seal the input of spirit with the overtone tone of radiance, and I'm guided by the power of heart. Ashe. So, with that, yeah, we definitely need to hop right on into these reflections because I mean, the flow is just going. And we want to hear because the comment section has been on and popping for real, for real. So, and it's been so dope. The flow is just going, and we want to bring you guys up. So we did put the link in here. I do see some people coming on in, so I'm gonna share space so you can come on and speak. I'm going to bring you up. This is, hold on, let me see if we got you on. Yeah, here we go. Pieces. You got to
Peace.
open your mic.
Jeez, I hope y'all can hear me. I call these are the knockoff AirPods, so I call them the Sky Pods. So the clarity is not that clear. So I hope you can hear me. Can y'all hear me?
We hear
Yes.
you.
Oh, beautiful. Hey, how you doing, Star and High Priestess and Dr. Kia?
Doing well. Thank you.
Oh well.
Love it, night.
You're
Happy to be
so
in the space.
lovely.
Thank you. Likewise, reflection.
Thank you.
Yes.
So
So I'm not sure if there was a question that was posed.
Yes, we were. This was our reflection time, and welcome, Goddess Nuria. Glad to see you.
Yes,
And so, yes, we're using this space for any questions or comments or anything on what we just spoke about. This frequency
yes,
wave about bringing in sacred unions and producing sacred offspring, and
yes.
so we put the link in for anyone to come up and share, or if you had questions, comments, or anything, we
Okay,
here.
beautiful, beautiful. I know y'all, but I'm not really familiar with the frequency of how the Q&A works here for the melanin frequency visual. So first of all, I just want to just give thanks and honor and praise and ashe and I hold to, the beloved goddess council holding it down because the frequency is real, it's live, it's rich and it's fantastic and I'm feeling it. And it's just so amazing how even though I don't talk to you all, we're all on the same frequency, doing the same work, empowering the goddesses around the globe. So I'm just gonna
Asha.
ask. I'm gonna ask Dr. Pruitt,
Yes, ma'am.
Goddess Kia, um, how you were, since this is about sacred unions and sacred offspring. I have two of them, two male, beautiful, beloved male offsprings that are
All right.
divine and sacred. And I have gone through a number of shifts and challenges, relationship challenges.
Yeah.
So I want to know specifically, um, what I'm aware of is that a lot of my gifts have come through accessing the pain body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our superpowers come from the pain body. All the gurus will tell you that. So I'm wondering how you were able to, because I have been polyamorous in some of my relationships. I'm wondering how you were able to really maintain your sanctity and your peace and really walk through the fire in your relationship in regards to looking at infidelity and the impact of infidelity on your family, and still standing as a goddess and as a queen, and despite those things, how you were able to really push through. Because I'm kind of like high priestess. I don't cry. You know what I mean? Like I'm a little, I'm kind of on the outside. You know what I'm saying? On the inside, like I lead from the heart. I'm very heart centered, but my external is definitely like a spiritual gangster on the outside. So I'm just wondering how you were able to maintain your peace and your sanctity and still hold it down for your family.
Thank you for that question. That's a very, very good question. Thank you. A very honest, genuine question. And I'm going to be 100% authentic. I set boundaries. I said there are certain things I will accept and certain things I will not. Absolutely. And I will have boundaries. And even though we're bringing our family back together, if you and I were on a personal call, I could talk a little more freely. There are certain things that I just would not allow
Mm-hmm.
from either party
Mm.
because I honor myself, my mind, and my body. And I had rules. I was his wife, and I didn't believe that God or anybody else would honor because that's the way I was raised, divorced. I'm not saying anybody should have that belief. That's where I was at the time. So I'm going to set some rules for how this is going to happen. And because I knew my husband well enough to know that he would pretty much go with the flow because we were high school sweethearts, right? So I, of course, talked to him about how this would look, and he talked to me about where he was, and we made a decision really, and we came to his wife and his other woman, I should say. I know I got to be careful, I respect her and honor her, and said, if
I love you
you
so
want to
much.
be a part of this union, this sacred union, these are the rules that we came up with. You can offer your thoughts, your values, and we can go back and forth, but this is what it is.
Sure.
And as the elder wife, that's what it's going to be.
And anything else is unacceptable and uncivilized. You hear
Yes,
me?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying I'm right, goddess. I'm not saying I was wrong, but I'm saying
No,
that's
you are absolutely right, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why you're right. Because first of all, what's happening for me right now is I'm learning how to set boundaries unapologetically with everybody. The second piece is as a woman in a polyamorous relationship, the first thing that you come to the table with is a negotiation. So before I'm agreeing to anything, we're going to negotiate this. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, what are we agreeing to? What am I agreeing to? What am I saying yes to? What am I saying absolutely not ever to in this relationship? Right? So then once we get the negotiation, then we have the agreement, then we go into setting the boundaries, right? So I'm in alignment with everything that you're talking about. And it's so important, you know what I'm saying, that as we're having this, what I put in the chat, a conversation for grown ass women, as we're having this conversation, that we don't negotiate everything away, because I have done that so many times. You know, okay, well I'm gonna bend this way because this is the way a wife is supposed to behave, or I'm gonna act like this or play this role. I'm not playing anybody's role ever again.
absolutely
Right.
not.
Because when you don't set your boundaries and when you give everything away, you're exhausted, you're wiped out, you're depressed, and you don't have anything to give to the children. And if we're putting the children first, we always have to ensure that the children are going to be taken care of.
I
And
say.
sometimes as mothers and as parents, we sacrifice because we want to make sure that our children are taken care of.
Yes.
Right?
That's it.
But I totally agree with you. That number one, negotiation stage. Number two is setting the boundaries. And number three, we come up with the contract, whatever that is. And if we want
Whatever that is.
right, and if we want to renegotiate the contract at some point, then we all come back to the table because we're being mutually respectful of everybody that's involved, and we want everybody to win.
I say.
I say. And just because we agree to be together, you know, I'm not going to be too explicit, doesn't mean that the nature of the relationship is the same as it was. This is a whole new contract, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
And what we decide is between us. I have even people in his family to this day, he's been gone 5 years, are like, how did you do what you did? I don't know. I did, I would have never. And I said, it was a sacred contract between us.
I say.
Never understand.
I say. And you have 8 sacred offspring. And that right there, that is amazing.
Thank you. When they had their first child, and in fact, Chris is coming home. He's coming back. He's been going through some challenges. He called me and he was like, I need to come home. He's grown. He's like 25. But when they had their first child, he brought the child and put the child in my arms because she wasn't able to take care of them. And she had 3 children already. So she was going through her issues. And I had compassion. So he put the child in my arms. And so I don't even know if I had any other choice because something, you know how we are maternally kicked in.
Absolutely. I mean, what would you gonna not embrace the baby? I mean, what? Come on. We talking about goddesses and queens here. Like anything else would be uncivilized.
Wow.
And it was another one, and it was another one, and it was another. And I was like, look, you know what I told him? Because people were like, how can you do that? I said, he's expanding my empire. Life is all about perspective.
Okay.
Come on
you
now.
Hear
That's
me.
gangster right there.
You hear me? You gotta let them know. What? They belong to me now. They are part of the story. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What? My army is expanding.
I had to change my mentality, mama, and even where I was mad and angry and I didn't want her to touch my kids and I didn't want to go to her house. I was like, you know what? She's an excellent cook. Child, I would go
better embrace them gifts. You hear me?
Girl.
And I don't listen. You know how to cook, and I don't want to be in that kitchen. I'm gonna let you hold that down. You hear me?
Sis, come
Come
through.
on.
Don't get it twisted.
Come
And
on.
whatever your gifts are, let's activate that too. So we all
Hmm.
in here winning together.
Right
Yep.
together. I'm so glad.
I think I think what makes the difference is you get to, if you have to, you get to make a decision about it. Like if you have all the cards on the table, if you know who everybody is
Yes.
Yes,
and what they're doing, and you get to, you see how it happens, when there's, infidelity or whatever, or he's cheating, right? Because he's the one who knows who everybody is, right?
yes,
So he can just go around and do whatever. But it's different when everybody knows who everybody is. And then
absolutely.
you get to make a decision whether or not you want to participate in those unions or you don't.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
You get to pick, choose, and refuse. But see, that's the difference, I think, when we are practicing. And I don't like all these terms, these boxes. You know what I'm saying? But I'll just say that what I have learned about polyamory is that it's mutually respectful across all parties, and all parties are communicating clearly with one another.
Mhm.
I say,
There's nobody, because otherwise it's infidelity. Otherwise you're cheating.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
right.
And that's not really honorable for your family if you're just out there sleeping around with people.
It's not.
Mm-hmm.
However, if we agree that, okay, we're going to expand
Mm-hmm.
our fold,
Yes.
because
Mm-hmm.
I need some goddesses on my team that have skills in this area, that area, this area, and that area. And here are my skills: boom, boom, and boom, and boom, boom. Right. So when we bring everybody together, we're all winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, first of all, if I come to the table first, I get to make the choice. Just like you said, I
Mm-hmm.
was the first wife, so I get to choose. And I don't care if you like it or not. I get to
Mm-hmm.
tell you I don't approve of her. She is not bringing
Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
need into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not gonna work. It's
That's
It
not
right.
gonna
ain't gonna work.
work.
She ain't gonna work. This
It's
ain't gonna work.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Let's bring up. I think somebody else came up. Go ahead and bring Moon Goddess in. I see she came up. Put her up here.
Yes, we're gonna bring Moon Goddess up. Thank you so much, sister, for coming on and
Right.
sharing your
Oh,
reflection.
Well,
yes,
she, if you want, I don't mind if she stays. Because it might be some more. If this is the same topic.
okay, I'm gonna mute out. I'll
Okay.
stay.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right. Thank
Thank
you,
Goddess.
love.
you. I
Thank
enjoy
you.
your
Thank you.
energy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Likewise.
Yes.
Likewise. Reflection. Reflection. All
Yes.
right.
Peace, wholeness, and divine blessings. I definitely just want to send y'all my love and appreciation. High Priestess already know. Look, she already know. But also to you, Dr. Kia Pruitt, because this is my first time. I've heard your name before, but I haven't been exposed to everything that you do. And so just being here, like, I feel like immediately you shifted my consciousness immediately. So
Thank you.
I'm thankful and honored to also be in your presence as well. And I felt called to come up here to speak towards, like, just reflecting on my own experience. All of this, honestly, like, we all been talking about this happening in divine alignment. And so, honestly, a lot of this is the same for me. And so what really stood out was, like, going through so one, it, when you were talking about, how you were experiencing, the dynamic after you found out and all of that, and then how you just approached it. I found that to be so, like, dope, because I remember the first time I had that experience, and mind you, I'm in college, but I approached it with the same mindset. And so, like, you just like mirrored that to me to see how my mind was at that point. And so he and I had a whole conversation, blah blah blah, but then at the same time it was he couldn't handle it, right? So, I had to then take the initiative to be like, well, yeah, I guess, the boundaries started to come in.
Yes.
And so, over time, it continued to develop. I continued to hold that mindset. And then I ended up getting to another dynamic where then this time, we both were trying to, get into alignment, but things wasn't aligning. And so then again, I had to make the decision. And so I want to speak towards, High Priestess and also you for your input as well, because like, that's like the whole make a decision part. So mind you, before that happened, I just made a decision. Like I said, I'm going to lay the cards out on the table of everything that I'm coming for and doing, blah, blah, blah. And then divine timing happened. The conversation happened. Everything was cool for me at that moment. But then the conversation came where it was brought to me. And so in that moment is where, the breakthrough or the reveal happened. And then it led to something else. And, it's so interesting because the breakthrough was, I thought it was going to go a different way because of how, now I'm being approached. But then, it just revealed itself. And so I guess my question is like, just for anyone else that may be, still like, in between trying to make a decision and things like that. What type of things would you or I say suggest for them to do to help them make a decision? Because I feel like for myself, knowing where my heart space is, knowing that I can do this, but, just something that can help people to, find gain more clarity. So that's the question I'm presenting. Yep, that's all I got. So yes, Ashe.
Hey, is that a question for me, Goddess?
It's for both of you.
Okay.
Go. Oh,
I was going to yield to the High Priestess.
What I was here's the thing. I think you have to know why this is what came up while you were speaking, is knowing why you're like, so this whole time, we've been talking about polyamorous relationships, right? There's nothing wrong with monogamous relationships either.
Nothing
right?
at all.
There's nothing wrong. And if
Nothing
you
at all.
know, exactly.
I love monogamy.
Yeah, exactly. If you know that is what works for you, like for me, like I can truly say, yeah, monogamy works for me, because even just thinking about all the different things if I would have to I'd have to have my attention on that and manage that if I were going to be in a polyamorous relationship. And I personally don't want to have to manage it. So you really do have to know where you stand in that. Now, it's different, and I understand how, sometimes the polyamory happens because there is infidelity or because there is a separation, just like it happened for Dr. Kia, and then you have to make another decision that you didn't think that you would ever make, right?
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
I would still love for you to speak towards that, because I know it's people that's like considering that, that type of dynamic. I think my question was more so general when it comes to making a decision, period, about whatever it is that you intend to experience in your life and in relationships. So it's not just limited to like, monogamy or being polygamous. I say the word wrong, but
yeah, polyamory. But that's where I was going with it. Like, okay. So I wanted, that's why I threw monogamy into it, because I didn't want it to seem like there's you just have to make a choice about, the polyamorous, because it's a lot of work to have to deal with that, once you do make the decision. So you really do have to decide, who you are in this and what at the moment that you're in, right? It may shift. That's at the moment that you're in, what works best for you. And then from there, because here is the thing, it's one thing if like what Dr. Kia was talking about, like if you are the first wife, right? Because there's a different, so you might be able to do it. You might say, well, I like monogamy, but I definitely got to be the first wife, right? But there may be what if you're not? What if you're the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, eight, right? Or whatever. What is, you still have your own standards. That might be very beneficial, right? Because you may not want the pressure of having to regulate, all of those decisions. You might just want to be a part of a family that they already have things set up a certain kind of way, and you can see yourself just kind of fitting right into that. You get along great with the first wife, second wife, whatever. The children are all conjoined together, and they so there's benefits to it, but you really do have to be true. Sometimes we align with things because like I said, we've even been, it's how we were raised. It's because, they say, well, some people say, well, if you really are, conscious, you would understand, polyamory, because there's more women than there are men and everything. And so, but again, I say, yeah, that might be true, but all the men and all the women are not ready at the same time. Right? Are they all the same ages at the same time? And then that's a part of nature. I tell the men, listen, 85% of the men's sperm is X chromosomes, not Y. 85%. So is nature trying to produce more women? I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. But so so some of those things, some people might say, well, they may feel pressure to do it because of those statistics. I don't think we need to be pressured in anything if we just, allow it to, go into that heart space and allow it to come to us naturally. Then we'll know which way we need to go. That's what, that's the long way around of what I think about that.
It actually just reminded me of like what it's kind of, asking the questions, you kind of like start answering your own question and stuff. So like what came to mind also was like making sure that your values align, like that type of thing. So because like it could just be whatever type of relationship dynamic it is. It's like, okay, so even if it's if it's either or, like whatever that dynamic is, it's like, okay, so what is our value, or what are my values? What are your values, and what are our values? And then if it's other people, then they got to chime in on that too. So it's I think that is, a good way to start, to figure out what the values are. And then from there, everything else to do its thing. And then also like say that, and here's another good question. Like, suppose that, because as we're in, everybody's evolving and stuff, these values can also evolve as well. So I guess when it comes to that, I think that's what it is. When it comes to the evolution of our values, that's what I was trying to get at with my question. The evolution of the values start to kind of like split off, or, it starts to change and it's not the same no more. So yeah.
Dr. Gia probably know about that, right?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I think you all covered it. Be authentic and honest with yourself, with who you are, what your values are, what you're willing to accept, and what you are absolutely not. Don't let anybody try to push you into something you don't want to do, or you're not ready for, or to try to cajole you or influence you. Just be authentic. And as your values change or you evolve, it's okay to renew the contract, rewrite the contract, no matter what it is. And if it doesn't align with you and people don't want to agree, or he or she doesn't want to agree, be okay with walking away. Because here's the thing, that the society we're in will try to force us in within their rules and their structure. No, it's about what aligns with you and your soul. What did you come here to do? So if people, he or she cannot agree, then baby, look, here's something else I learned from Stephen Covey. We talked about begin with the end in mind. We can do You can have a mentality where it's lose win. I lose and you win when we come to the table. So it doesn't matter what I say, I'm just going to please you. Okay. That's not healthy. Or
Right.
you can do win lose where you're like, hey, it's all about me. I win, you lose. I really don't care about y'all. But then they're not happy. Or you can do a lose lose where you'll be like, ain't nobody gonna get what they want. We just gonna keep fighting and arguing. Who cares? Or but you can do win win. We
Come
sit
on.
down, we talk about what our needs and desires are, whether it's monogamy, polygamy, work relationships, children, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What can we do that's in the best interest of everybody involved? You win and I win, and we talk and talk it out until we come to an agreement. But then here's a fifth one: win-win or no deal.
I love that one. Ooh, I love it. I love it. That's
If
it.
we all can't be satisfied and have our needs and values met, then I'm going to walk away and I'm going to be okay when I walk away because I'm God and I'm the creator of my own life.
Ashay. That part right there.
Come
Ashay.
on now.
Yes, ma'am. And people like to make women feel bad. You know, you've been divorced, but you know what? Whoever you had sex with, you've been spiritually, according to the Bible, married to all those people. So why do we shame people if they have 2, 3, 4 marriages, but we don't shame people? You know, but these other people have had multiple partners in a lifetime. No, you're the God of your life.
Come on.
So it's lose, win, lose, lose, win, lose, win, win, which is the highest vibration, or win, win, no deal.
No, I love that one. Come on, goddess. Come on, laying it down. We write new Bible verses up in here.
Ashay to that.
Excellent question. Excellent.
Yeah,
and I love that. I love that. Thank you to both of you. You know, it always start with, checking your values and making a decision. And then, like you said, it's you got to pick one of them. You got to make some type of decision, even when it comes to that. So, Ashay. And I do want to just acknowledge one of the comments that I saw popped up. I saw that she said this could apply to everything. And then when she said it, I was like, I just felt like glitter raining over me. I was like, and I say that because I'm the red crystal dragon. And I dedicate in order to nurture, universalizing being. I seal the input of birth with the crystal tone of cooperation. And so every time I get to that part, I always stress it, cooperate. So like even then, before I was introduced to the cosmology, that was the biggest challenge for me. I'm like, I don't get it. Like I'm always here to nurture. Like, why can't we cooperate? Like, I don't get it. Like, I want us to do this together, So, a lot of my questions and, my challenges and stuff has been evolving around this whole crystal tone part of it. And so, it just, that was just perfect. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to head back to the chat.
Right. All right, sister.
Thank
you. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Do we have anybody else in the space? I think is that it for us?
I think that's it. I didn't see anyone else come in. You guys gonna have everybody up on here all night.
Yes. Well, listen, it has really been an honor to have Dr. Kia in the space. Oh, somebody came in.
Priestess.
All right. Yes.
Okay, we do have a question that was put in the chat. I wanted to make sure we get attention to it as well. By meeting myself movement says I can see this applying to all aspects of life when making choices, self-alignment. Does the partner align, job align, energy investment align with your values? So maybe y'all want to speak to that a little bit.
Okay, go ahead, Doctor.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, first of all, you must know your values. You must know your purpose. I always tell people, write a personal mission statement. What did you come here to do? And there are different books that will help you write your mission statement. But if you know your name and the meaning of your name, you might know what what you came to do. My name is Kia. It means king. It means the foundation. It means royalty, regalty. When you know your name, it helps inform your mission statement, what you came to do. When you know your life path number, mine is an 8. 8 is the number of abundance and wealth and prosperity. So I teach wealth and prosperity. So these things inform my mission, what I came to do. And they inform, so I wrote a mission statement both based on that. And they also inform my vision statement. What do I see for myself in the future? So you write your mission statement, you write your vision statement. It can be based on your zodiac, when you came here, what time you came, your life path number, your name. That's all these things, your bloodline, all those things are important to know. And then once you know those things, then yes, literally your job should align, your career should align, the people that you surround yourself with, the music should align with who you are, the frequencies of the food you eat. Yes, what you watch on television, what you put in front of your eyes, what you allow your ears to hear, everything literally, in my very strong opinion, should align with who you are, your mission, your vision, and your purpose. Absolutely 100%.
I say, and no deviation. I like how Dr. Kia was talking about that, because also for people that are familiar with the Olmec cosmology, Dr. Kia is the white overtone world bridger. And so even everything that she said about her life path number, all of those things, a world bridger, what do? Bridge worlds. Wow. And her mission is so huge. She out there bridging worlds. That's why, like I said, we got to run and catch up with it and get it. Thank you. And the overtone, what has she been speaking about? The command, right? She kept saying, I command, so the world bridger says, I empower in order to equalize, commanding opportunity. Like, that's in your signature. Wow. It literally says commanding opportunity. I seal the store of death, but death is really death to the false self. So listen, everything you're talking about is being authentic. Yes, right. It's not death, the grim reaper, death to anything, death to the false self, right? So the authentic self, and then I still sort of death with the overtone tone of radiance. And look at this radiance up here. And guided by the power of spirit, right? So I just, as you were talking, that was in my head. I said, wow. And I love that about, your own personal mission statement. Yes, ma'am. Or I call them declarations. You have to declare, and then you can take that declaration, and that's part of your family lineage. What you declare for your children, for your offsprings. Yes. And have a conversation with them, and let them. They say, "Oh, this is what our family is about." Actually, on the last session, we talked about creating your insignia that goes the lineage for your family, like coming together with your family. And then you can do that for any, it could be your tribe. Your tribe can have an insignia, but also definitely your immediate family. If you, like you said, you through your experiences, you expanded your empire, right? And so, all of that is something that definitely we are in alignment with as far as that. So, man, listen, it has been, I'm just like, I'm so thankful that, you are here and sharing in your experiences. I know that this has helped and touched a lot of people.
So grateful.
Yes. And it's just been, very insightful to, you know, hear. I love, you know, how you just come and she just so pretty. And then she come with that command, you know, so that overtone. I love it. And you know, definitely, you know, let's not make this the last time. We
Yes,
are going to follow up on what we said about
okay.
starting, you know, coming up with that database or looking to Star gonna tell us what she got, you know. Stars is the overtone wind too. So
Oh,
that's what's interesting. So so that we can keep these communities going that are naturally forming and really coming together with our resources, with our
yes.
people, with our energy, everything that we can do. So it definitely has been. It's just so wonderful, and I am so honored to have you here.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to share with us in closing?
I wanted to shout out
Yes.
Dr. Latanya Taylor because she works with women and
Okay.
she's got such a gift like you to heal women. She worked with Ayanna Van Zant.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so
Okay.
she
Latanya Taylor. Okay.
yes, she did the Fix My Life
Oh, okay.
series. She was a producer there, and she helps with young women to help them flesh out their trauma, you know, the things they're going through, help them make decisions. That's her gift, and she's great at it.
Okay.
So I wanted to shout her out because some of our young ladies might be able to, you know, get some value from the services that she offers. Uh,
Give thanks.
we're talking about sacred unions, sacred energy, sacred offerings. When you are walking in your sacred energy, your wholeness, your completeness as the God that you are, then people will come to you and gift you from their coffers, from their heart, you know, offerings because you are deserving of it. And we were
I
talking
said,
about that. But again, sacred is being whole, is being complete, is being healthy, it's being healed. And this is what it sounds like what we're all here to do,
I
to heal the
say,
tribes, to restore. We're restoring stories, lineage, families, communities, wealth, identity for all those people that were here calling themselves, I don't want to get off on that, calling themselves Americans, but that's our identity. You know, we're restoring and reclaiming all of those things because it belongs to us.
I say,
Healed priestess.
because we about to get on some other stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
you be
yes.
quiet.
I feel you. I feel you. Okay. Yeah. Well, we have, you know, maybe we'll bring you back when we talking about that because we definitely have a frequency
Okay.
for that. And
Wow. Okay.
yes. So yeah. So okay. Yeah, I gotta look, I gotta go back and look at the frequency. So
Okay.
again, we thank you so much for being here, and we definitely honored. And again, you know, I just can't say thank you enough. We
It's my
really
pleasure.
appreciate you, and it has been an honor to have you here. And
And I
so, with
want to tell
that,
my soul tribe to make sure you shout out and subscribe to Melanated Immortals. Please share her videos, bring her on the channel. We're going to bring her on our channel too so she can share her wisdom and insight with us. Make sure you love on her, send her gifts, send her sacred offerings, gifts. What's your gift or your Cash App or PayPal?
So thank you so much. You so you always, you know, I just start stuttering. I really appreciate
It's going through the ticker right now. It's
Oh,
on the
it says
ticker.
it's
On the ticker? Okay. So
okay.
give
Yeah.
to I'm sorry, my eyes.
It's BK Transcendence, that's Cash App. And then we got PayPal.me at Ma'at Foundation. Thank you so much.
Of course,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. And so definitely y'all listen, I know it's a lot of y'all already, you know about Dr. Kia, but
Thank you.
continued support is always needed, right? It's
Yes,
always
ma'am.
needed. And you know, she does so much for the planet, her mission is
Thank you.
planetary, and she's a world bridger. So she out there bridging those worlds. We want to keep her going. We want to
Thank
keep
you.
her uplifted.
Thank you.
So she can continue to go. The world bridges, what do? They go get them opportunities and they bring them back for everybody. Right? That's what she does. And so we definitely want to keep her in that energy and keep her uplifted. So thank you so much, y'all. Yes, it's been my honor, my pleasure. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
I love you too. Peace,
All
family.
right. Peace.
Thank you guys for, this was just so beautiful. This was so dope. But yeah, we're gonna well, first off, again, thank you for the reflections as well. Thank you all for joining us. I mean, it was just pretty dope. So hold on, let me get this back up here. So we finished with the reflections, and before we close out the whole session, I want you guys to stay tuned because we do have a few announcements to take care of, and then but towards the end we do a focus and a chant. So this is the opportunity to basically collectively seal in the frequency and the transmission of this vigil 47. So we are one, and through that we unify the focus and we amplify our intentions. Ashe. So we will energize that sigil, and that will continue to strengthen our unity as we align with our hearts and our minds and our purpose and our presence and everything. So continue fulfilling the mission as one. So once again, thank you all for joining us. But we are I'm going to hop into these announcements, and we have so many on here that we have in-person events, we have online events, we have classes, sessions. Just jot down and take any notes that come up, and then if you have any questions, you can always reach out. Of course, you can put it in a chat, and we will send over the information to you. And also, if you ever on the social media platforms, you can always send us a DM as well. We'll take care of you in that way as well. So so we're going to get into these announcements. It'll be just a minute or two, and then I'll be right back, and then we'll finish that out. So
Daily awake, I am today. Daily acknowledges the act of God empowering me to breathe. Represents more time to live, move, and have my being. Amazing I am shows the wonders of light shining on my face. Healed from afflictions, distractions, and manipulations of this world. Wise I am today to see the truth at face value and walk with confidence, knowing.
Habitats of weeds, deadly supplies. Habitats of weeds, deadly supplies.
Okay, so that was the announcements. That was the real, just to put them all in one. However, I did want to go over just a few. Just like the 52 Acts of Unity, this manual, I know we're coming to a close. What are we on? 47 at the moment. So we got 52 Acts of Unity. However, once if you come and join Melanin Frequency, you always see we speak on one act of unity, and then High Priestess mentions that someone has already done and added another act of unity. So this manual is just a tool for us to continue to push out these acts of unity, even after we complete the 52 acts. Is it's definitely useful, and you know you can get it now, even if you just joined us. So this is the Melanin Frequency Manual. Um, and there's also the youth workbook as well that comes with that. So it's separate, but that one is also for the youth as well. So that is the 52 acts. And then we have some of these Orisha stones from Orisha Stone, aka the Sky Serpent. Shout outs to him. He always drops all these gems, literally these jewels and these artifacts for us. And it's these are, I don't even know. It's just so dope. When I see these coming in, I'm like, before I can even put a description in the website, some of these are gone, like literally gone. So I'm not sure if High Priestess you're still in. I know she had some on, and then but when I tell you these, they look beautiful in these pictures, and then they show them, but when you see them in person, they are so dope. But yes, these are all on the website, so you definitely got to go check them out and get what you want like ASAP, because they do really go really quickly. So let me see. I want to see if okay. So I know we have the 260 Galactic coming on up. So this is the Kin meditation hosted by our one and only Kin 239, Baba Neb Taharka Kanishkawa. And this is a dope opportunity for you to come and join us on this next 260, and also bring it on in with the meditation as well. So that is going to be Wednesday, August 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then there is a link for the registration. So that is on the screen. So you definitely want to give a screenshot or just jot that down and grab that information and join us with that. I mean, this spin has been dope, and going into the next one is going to be just amazing. We have the Mimic Mission Flow orientation that has been going. So we had it for the first two heptads already. And so join us. It's going to be 8 p.m. It's these dates are up here. So it's the 14th just passed, and then we also have the next one coming up is August the 21st. So we give so much thanks to our nurturer faction to put it together, and these have been super dope and so informative. So if you want any more information for and in regards to Mimic, Melanated Immortals, making evolutionary changes, this is definitely this place and space for you to come and do that. So we have that, and then we also have Beau Chatelet that is um, officially started. So we have each and every moon the Beau Chatelet comes together, and when I tell you, you have to be there. You probably even feel it if you're not, but definitely be there to really experience that dope frequency and the power that is coming through there. So the next one is going to be Thursday, August 27th, 7 through 8. And just get all that information here as well if you need to email and text and just get any information, and also RSVP so you can get all the newsletters and information going forward. Ashe. And then we have High Priestess has been on tour. It's a little something mini tour, I want to say, but definitely as she continues to tour that uh, supporting the mission is helping by getting these bundles and packages as you go and meet up with her during her tour, and then having these the books and also the mats and everything else. So this is some pretty dope packages if you want to take a look at it. And then, or if you have any questions, always come and contact us, admin@melanatedimmortals.com. So we have the 8th annual Melanin Frequency Convergence coming up. So that's our next in-person event. So that's going to be September the 18th through the 20th, and it will be held in the George Blue Ridge Mountains. Ashe. This is just to save the date and all the information. Please come on in and RSVP. So that is the 8th annual Melanin Frequency Convergence that is coming on up. And with anything else in regards to Melanated Immortals, we have a membership, the membership tiers. I'm not going to go through all of them. However, there is so many to choose from in regards of what you need and what you are looking to seek. So we have from like just Explorer and then all the way down to the Divine. If you want to take a look at all of them, definitely do. I'm sure you pick which one fits you. So that's the membership tiers. So evolving, connecting, and all of that. So that is what we have. So like I said, once again, go to melanatedimmortals.com and grab that information. So what else do we have here? So that is the base and the gist of the announcements. I do want to thank you all again for coming in and staying with us through this. So this has been the year of the divine unity. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. So join us next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ashe. So with the frequency waves, our Black love is so strong that we only form sacred unions and produce sacred offspring. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe-O. So we are going to get right on into the sigil. So we are going to bring that up, and then we're going to close out the session. So we'll see you next heptad Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace and love.
We are spreading the word about an energy vigil dedicated to the betterment of melanin-dominant people worldwide. It is called Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. As you know, there are groups across the world that pray and meditate for global peace and love. Though this has benefited the world, it is obvious that more is needed to dissolve the systematic and individual oppression of melanin-dominant people worldwide. Our collective is transmitting frequencies right now. Each week, a different melanin-dominant group is accountable for generating and holding the frequency. We began transmitting on Fall Equinox 2019. To find out more or get involved in this movement, check out our website at www.melaninfrequency.org.